Good morning, Aman. Thank you for joining in today's interview. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Deep. I'm quite good. And what about you?
I'm also doing good. Thank you for
Yeah.
asking. So, before we
Yeah.
proceed, can you give a brief introduction about yourself?
Yeah. Uh, First of all, thanks, Deep, for giving me opportunity to introduce myself in front of you. My name is Aman Sandilya, and currently I'm working with CTS Tech Healthcare Technology. I have done my BE from Sagar Institute of Science and Technology. I have industrial experience 4.2 years, but relative experience in Tableau, I have 3.5 years. And when I started my career with the Tableau developer, I started with the version of 2018.2, and currently I am working on 2020.2. And I have worked in different domain like healthcare, e-commerce, and finance. And in recent project I have done in agile methodology, where I get involved in sprint discussion, scrum calls, and retrospective meeting, and scrum review, sprint review,
Okay,
sorry, sprint review.
great.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, as you mentioned that you have worked with multiple projects, right? How many
yes, yes.
dashboards have you created so far in your 3.5 years of journey as a Tableau
Yeah,
developer?
approx 20 to 25 as
22.
a from scratch. And I have done maintenance work. I can't count how many maintenance work I have done.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
Okay, so talking about, since you mentioned that you have developed project from scratch, so
yes,
can you explain the can you explain the process that how you used to get the requirement?
yes,
Suppose a project is given to you. For
yes,
example, during the sprint planning, the
yes,
planning is done wherein the scrum master or your manager is actually defining the project to you.
yes.
Now, to the client, what all questions do you basically ask uh, to ensure that you get the right information? Can
So
you
first of all,
talk two or three
yeah,
questions?
yeah. First of all, I like uh, discuss with the client requirement what exactly he wants, and in which audience age group he is targeting for the making project. First I need to clear data, because if there is any null value and duplicacy is there present, then it will be very harmful for me or developing the project. And second, if there is a project of prototypes, we have to maintain the pixel, even pixel color pixel, I have to maintain. So if I ask if this pixel is not good, and can I give my on side the input for this particular chart, it will be good or not, then this is the basic thing I asked.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many Tableau developers were involved in your project?
My in my last project there were three Tableau developer.
Three Tableau developers.
I
So
am
how
on.
you,
Yeah.
so yeah, please continue.
So I am one of the younger Tableau developer in my group.
Okay, you are one of the, so you are the youngest one
Junior.
in the group, junior one.
Junior. Yes. Yes.
Okay. So how you used to determine the priorities and complexities and distribute the task within the team?
Uh, it depends on like uh, type of data and type of charts. And mostly my senior discuss with the complexity of the project, and they
Mhm.
assign me the tasks. What they assign me, I do the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you give me an occasion wherein you had to think something out of the box and presented it and presented it to your manager, might be the clients as well, and wherein you received any sort of appreciation, any
Yeah, yeah, yeah. uh,
instance?
I'm discussing about my last project, where one of my team member had left the organization in the middle of the project, where his work is also assigned to me. And at that time, I was not aware about the Pareto analysis chart, so I gave more focus on how it makes. And that time, Pareto analysis chart was very new for me, because it's not in custom chart. We have to develop with myself, uh, apart from the custom chart given by the Tableau. So it took me 2 or 3 days to understand the complexity of the Pareto analysis chart, and I give my input, and my manager appreciate about my task.
That's great.
Yeah.
So talking about the deployment of reports onto the server, have you done it?
Yeah, I have deployed the project into the server, a dashboard into the
What
server.
all process do you follow before before the actual deployment is done?
So first of all, at the development end, we have to create the dashboard, and we do unit testing. Even I do like in Excel, we do unit testing. We focus more on color combination and exact data is matching or not. Sometimes I do unit testing, and sometimes I said my colleagues to cross verify my project, so cross verify my dashboard. Then it all is okay, then it gives it goes to the quality QA team, and if they verify and all are good, then it is goes for UAT. Before UAT, it all good, then it goes to the like deployment of the server.
Okay, so what all servers do you maintain?
Actually, there is another guy who maintained the server. I was not the part of the Tableau server.
So where do you publish then?
Like Tableau server. On Tableau
So Tableau
server.
servers will also have multiple servers, like as a production
Yeah,
server.
client production. I have not I have not maintained the production server.
You have not maintained production server.
Yeah, yes.
So do you have knowledge on the server side of Tableau as well?
Yeah, a little bit. What is required in my project, like role organizing of role level security and subscription alert, message alert. This is the basic thing I have done in my project.
So if I have to integrate my reports onto a client's website, how will you get that done?
No, currently I'm not. I have not done, but I think there is some API we have to put. I don't do this type of thing.
Okay, not a problem. That's fine.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, you started with 2018 version, right now working on 2020. Yeah. What all major changes, the top 3 changes that you have observed?
First major changes I would mention that the concept of relationship. Although join and relationship are same, but in join we can use prior 32 table. Now it extend to 50 table. But in relationship there is no any limitation. You can join as much as table you want, and in join they if we connect 4 to 5 table, then it combined gives dimension and measure. But in relationship, every table has its own dimension and measure, so it is quite good to find out which table has its own dimension and which table is on measure. The first thing I want to
so can we create relationship between tables from multiple data sources?
Multiple data sources. Yeah, we can do.
Have you done it?
If I have done it with the same data sources, like.
So my question is, for multiple data sources, is it possible to create relationships?
I have not done for multiple data sources. I have used blending or cross database join.
Okay, so when will you go for data blending and when will you go for cross database join?
Yeah. Both blending and cross database join are used for when we use different data sources. But if we talk about granularity, if granularity are same and database are different, then we use data blending. Cross database join. And when the granularity are different and data sources are different, then we goes for blending.
Okay. Can you, for example, I have multiple CSV files.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And I want to blend multiple CSV files. Will it be possible? Will you go for joining or blending when multiple CSV files are associated?
We can go for join.
Why not blend?
Because it comes for the same data sources, no?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Good. So talking about context filters, have you used
Yeah.
context filters in any of your project?
Yes. Yes.
So what is the difference between a context filter and a data source filter?
Okay. So data source filter, first off, the order of execution. First data source filter execute, then after that context filter execute. So first difference on the basis of execution. And I would like to give an example. I would like to give the scenario, like if you want to top sales on each of the region, so you have to go for context filter. And data source filter, like on the like when you use data source filter, then this filter is basically on the data source level. So if you have different region, like east, west, north, and south, but you don't have all the region you want. If you want only south region, on the basis of data source filter, you just select south region, and they fetch all the data from only south region.
So if I do context filter also, that the same thing will happen. So what's the difference?
Yeah, but what I give the scenario, it is not possible for with the data source.
Nee, for example, I'm taking your scenario itself. Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned it's region east, west, north, south.
Yeah.
Now I'm putting that dimension as a data source filter, and I'm putting it as east. So this is one, suppose in one machine, you are working like that. And in the second machine, you are putting uh, context filter, wherein you are putting the east as a context filter.
Yes.
So what will be the difference in these two? There will be some difference.
Yeah. At the data source level, we can use what we filter use in data source, that only data it will fetch.
Yeah, please continue.
Yeah, in data source level, what we want the data, if we want like 2 or 3 reason, and if we put filter on data source level, then it fetch the all data. And now if after client requirement is now we want on all the region of data, then we can manipulate, we can go back and then again select the all the region. So in data source level, we can flexibility to change the.
Then my question will now come, what is the difference between data source filter and extract filter?
Yeah, there is no flexibility. When we use extract filter, then there is no flexibility to change the data, change the filter. What we have give in the extract filter, that only fetch all the data and we cannot go back. But in data source, we can go back and edit the filter.
Okay, that means you're talking about at the repository level. When the extract filter is done, the repository will be created in such a way that the filters that you are putting, only those things will come. Okay, fine. But you need to check the difference between context and data source, because that is incorrect. Okay. So suppose I have a dimension. I'm putting that as a context filter. I have multiple dimensions that I'm putting as a context filter. So what will Tableau do at the backend? Will it create temporary tables, multiple temporary tables, or a single temporary table? What will happen?
Actually, what happened in backend, when we use context filter, then it creates the temporary table. And when put number of context filter, like one, we create 1 or 2 context filter, then first context filter says to data source, talk with the data source, and that create a temporary table. Again, second context filter talks with the temporary table which already created by the first context filter. Then they fetch the data which is common both of the.
So it will communicate with the primary temporary table, and then it will create another temporary table, or it will the filter will get added on there.
No, the same temporary table which context filter once created.
Once the temporary table is created, you are saying that this thing. Are you sure?
Let me think. Like I think number of context
Then
filter.
why will you put that as a context filter? You can use that as a
No,
normal filter as well, right?
let me correct. Actually, number of context filter we add, the number of temporary table it will create. So that's why it is saying that so number of context filter if you use in your sheet, then it hampers the performance of dashboard. So it will create more temporary table.
Okay, fine, not a problem. What is the difference between an embedded data source and the published data source?
Okay. When you use only single data source to publish, then it called published data source. And when you publish data source with the dashboard, then it is called embedded data source. When you simply publish the data source, then it is called published data source.
So suppose you are publishing a data source with the workbook, means as a workbook you are uploading the data source, the workbook itself comprising the dashboard as well as the data source. Can I use the embedded data source in any of my other dashboards as well?
Deep, can you repeat once more time?
So suppose you have published an embedded data source. Okay, yes. You have published it, uploaded it onto the server. Now I'm creating a dashboard, and I want to create the dashboard using the data source that is already there in your dashboard. Yeah. Will I be able to use that with an embedded data source?
Yeah, I think yes.
And in published, will I be able to use it?
Yes, I think.
In both cases, we will be able to use it. Then what's the difference? Just the dashboard is not getting published. That is the reason that it's then I think you can explore that later as well.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between a tree and a heat map?
Okay. So Treemap is basically for hierarchical data. So it gives the output in the form of boxes, greater the number of boxes, greater the number of, like if we talk about profit and sales, if greater the number of boxes and greater is the profit, and less the size of the boxes, it gets less the size of box, I think.
Then what's the difference between a heat map? Heat map also shows it, right? Color, gradient, shape, size.
Heat map is used for categorical data, and Treemap is used.
I'm not getting it. What is hierarchical? What is categorical?
Hierarchical, it means if there is a reason and state and something like that, then we can use Treemap.
Suppose I do not have region state. I have category, subcategory. Now I'm going to create a heat map, and I'm also using the same thing, same dimensions, and I'm creating a tree map. What's the difference?
I think Treemap is, if we discuss about Treemap, then I think color combination, darker the color. Okay.
No, those are also identical. There is the hierarchical word terminology that you have used is correct, but I think you're not aware of the concept. No problem. You can explore that later.
Yeah.
As well. So have you, do you have Tableau installed in your laptop?
Yes.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah. Sure. Give me 1-2 seconds because it takes time to open the Yes, Deep. I'm sharing my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I can. Open
Yeah.
one Excel.
Yes.
So type over here email. So just below, put a record as a.b@gmail.com. The next type b.c@gmail.com. Don't give space, it will come. And in between type s.c@gmail.com. Don't click it, it has become a hyperlink.
Yes.
No, it has become identical. So type it as s.c. Okay. So you can save the file on the desktop and connect your Tableau to this file.
Okay.
Okay, don't click on no, cancel. Click on cancel. Yeah.
Yes.
Remove this data source from here. No, that will close the file. No, cancel. So you were struggling. That's the reason I asked this question, because you were closing the file.
Okay.
Anyways, connect to the. So that is not a text file. That is an Excel file.
Sometimes it fetch the text file also. That's why.
Okay. So now my requirement is, if you see a.b, consider it as first name dot last name. I want you to separate this first name and last name in different columns. Can you get that done? So A will be in a separate column and B will be in a separate column.
Yes. Are you asking about this step?
What do you think? What was my requirement?
First name is A and second name, last name is B.
So where is the last name?
No, Deep, I am not able to split.
I think it was an easy one. So one thing you do split on email. Right. So what you have got email, you have got, right? A dot B. Now do a split over here as well on username. Here. Go to the right side.
Yeah.
Right. So unnecessary fields that have got created, you can delete that.
Yes.
That is not required. Anyways, fine. Now connect to sample superstore. No, do not change this only. You are constantly creating a new Tableau. I do not want that.
Okay.
And do not go to any other pane. From this pane only, you will have to connect to sample superstore.
Yes.
Yeah. Pull in orders. Okay, go to sheet. Create category-wise, category and subcategory-wise sales. I need to create it and year on year. How much sales that have happened year on year, category and subcategory-wise.
Okay.
So you can show it as two trend lines, wherein the category sales will also be shown and subcategory wise sales will also get shown.
Okay. So on year wise.
Year.
Deep. This is the requirement.
You tell me when once you are done, you let me know. You are the Tableau developer. My requirement was I want to see category and subcategory wise sales. Year on year, there will be two trend lines that will show, right? So category line will go and subcategory line will also go. Do you think it's both the requirements are getting fulfilled here?
It shows the category and subcategory after 9.
I'm not able to determine, right? Category wise and subcategory wise sales. As suppose a client comes up with this requirement, what will you tell to the client? If the client tells you that, okay, so category wise, I have seen 2014, I'm seeing this is the sales that is going on.
Yes.
Subcategory wise also same. There are so many subcategories, right?
Yes, yes.
So that can be grouped under one.
So we
Okay.
have to create a parameter, then we have to create a link with that parameter
No,
with
I think you're not
calculation.
following the question. My question was I want to see it in one visualization itself. The category as well as the subcategory I want to see. There will be two trend lines that will be going on. Not a problem. I think you can stop sharing your screen. Let me
Yeah.
ask you some different questions now.
Yeah. Yes.
What are the different roles have you played in the Tableau server?
Like publish the dashboard on Tableau server and row level security, add user,
No,
add
what are
site.
the roles? Means in Tableau server, we have multiple roles, right? Like site administrator,
Yeah.
server administrator.
Uh,
What type of roles
Actually,
you had?
there is another guy who maintain all this server side, but I know how to create a
But
role
what was
like.
your role? Means I can understand, but you should be aware of your role, right? Means when you were logging onto the server, what
Yes,
was
yes.
your role when you used to log into the server? Without
Like
a role, you can't log
yeah,
in, right?
yes. So my role was to there was another site admin, and my role was explorer.
Explorer.
Yeah.
So you could publish as well?
Uh, yes.
I think you need to
Like
be
user.
confident when you are saying this. Anyways, not a problem. If you are not unaware, if you are unaware, it's fine, not a problem. So what is the total volume of data you have handled so far?
Like millions of data, 1 to 2 lakh.
Millions can be any, right? 10
Yeah,
million, 20 million. As a Tableau developer, you cannot be unsure about what you are saying. You should be
yeah,
very sure that, yes, I was
yes.
handling around 20 millions of data approximately. Okay. So
1 million
sometimes what we
crop.
observe that
Yeah.
when we create extract, when we are handling millions of data,
Yes.
sometimes it also takes a lot of time, right?
Yes.
So in such kind of situation, the dashboard, since the extract is taking a lot of time, the dashboard's performance will definitely get affected. And
Yes.
someone cannot spend 5 minutes, 6 minutes, or 10 minutes just to create the extract. I want to
Yes.
see something and it is going on and on, buffering, right?
Yes.
We cannot do that. So how do you solve these kind of issues? With 20 million, I think there will be such instances.
Yeah. So there is a concept of empty extract. So with the
Mhm.
help of empty extract, we have achieved this.
Have you
Uh,
ever created empty extract?
yeah. First of all, we have to create the parameter, and we
No,
have
you
to.
show me. Okay, please open your Tableau desktop and show me the process.
Yeah. Should I share my screen? Yeah. Hello.
Yes, Aman, tell me. It's done?
Yes.
Means what is the step? What will you do? Means what have
First,
you done? Can you explain me?
yeah, first we have to create the parameter, and where I have select Boolean, either true or false. Then I create a calculated field, and I tag that parameter with the calculated field and exclude true, so that it can throws the.
So what will you
And
do? What will be the next step? So
then
where
I
is
have,
extract? What is required to be done now?
so we have to publish this at on the server.
This one? So where is the extract? Means what you are doing? Means I'm not sure. You have created a parameter Boolean true and false, and you
No,
have
the
created a
file is in extract. First we have to give the connection live and extract, na? So we have to choose extract.
And
then we have to create the parameter.
Can you show the next step, at least some steps, what you will do next? If you are unaware, it's fine, not a problem. I can move on to the next question. No need to explore here.
Yeah.
If you are unaware, you can tell me.
Yeah, I know this process, but I've
Not able
never
to figure.
come
Okay, not a
across
problem.
this type. Yeah.
It's fine. You can stop sharing your screen.
Yeah.
There is a stop share option.
Yeah.
You can click. Yeah, good. So if I have to ask you to rate yourself in SQL out of 5, how much will you do?
I would rate myself 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 in SQL. That's a high expectation that you have set.
Yes.
That's awesome. So, okay, please share your screen once again. Sorry that I have to ask you go to and fro. So please share your screen. I'll give you a query or a problem statement to write.
Yes.
So do you have SSMS installed?
Currently not.
Not? Okay. So open an Excel or Notepad, anything. Open an Excel. It will be better.
Yes.
Right. So now create one table. Okay. In the table, the name of the table is E.
Yes.
So first is employee ID. So EID, right? EID. Then is your employee name. No, it's a header, Aman. So we need to insert rows. So that should go into column. E name should be in column.
Okay.
So type employee ID 1, 2, 3, 4. And type employee name A, B, C, D.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the table, which is employee table E. Okay, so
Yeah.
now I want to create an output wherein it will show employee name, E name,
Yeah.
and the second field will be M name, manager name.
Okay.
Second
Yes.
field, not on the same.
Yeah, I understood.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my E name will be ABCD.
Yes.
Okay. And M name also I will tell. How I will tell, I'll let you know. In the first table, there is another field that is required to be created. So insert one column. Do you know how to use Excel?
Sorry?
Do you know how to work on Excel? Can you insert one column between these two? Insert one column.
I have never done many things in Excel.
You don't know Excel. Okay.
Yeah.
So select D, the letter D column on the top, which is highlighted in yellow. Click on there.
Yes.
Now right click on it. Insert. Okay. So a new
Yeah.
column has been inserted.
Yeah.
Now over here, type MID, manager ID.
Yeah.
So type over here 4, 3, 2, and 1. No, don't say 1. Type it, leave it as 0, nothing. Okay.
Yes.
So now my output table that you can see, it's ename and mname. Okay. So the mname will be, so A's manager is 4. So that will be D.
Okay.
Type there D. B's manager is C. C's manager is B. C's manager can't be B. So make it C's manager as D. Put it as D as of now. And D's manager has not yet been decided. So it will be blank. And in MID, on the employee table, MID, change that 4322. The last 2, change it to 4.
4,
The last
3.
2. C. C's manager ID is 4. Okay. Have you understood the concept? So I have one table. And from that one table, I will have to figure out this answer. This should be the output that you need to get on SQL. How will you get it done?
We can achieve this output with the help of self-join.
Yeah, please achieve it.
Yeah.
What will be the query? Yeah.
Yeah, Deep.
eid.mname is equal to mid.ename. Are you sure? Mname and ename are fields, right?
Manager name, like manager, this eid.manager equals to mid.e.
Ename you have written. You have not
No,
you are using the field names instead of
no.
table names.
eid.manager, which is alias name, equals to mid.e.
You have given alias as M. See mname as M you have given. How you are saying mname means when you have given an alias,
Yeah,
but you are using mname once again. Do you think it will get executed?
manager.
You have put mname as M. So that means you are specifically
No,
telling SQL.
no. I have to mention manager as M.
Manager means what is manager? Where is manager? There is no manager field anywhere.
Actually, M is alias.
Okay, not a problem. It means it's. I think you have seen it somewhere and you are trying to. It's kind of a memorizing thing that I am observing, but okay, anyway, it's not a problem. You can stop sharing your screen because that was the final question that I had.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years of time?
Deep, can you repeat? I'm not able to.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years of time? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I can see I can improve my skills in the term of skills, and position. In terms of position, I can see my as a role of manager or team lead, manager or senior manager.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So thank you once again, Aman, for joining in
Yeah.
today's interview. We will have the feedback now.
Deep, you are not audible.
Okay, I was talking on mute. So thank you for joining in once again, Aman. And we will have our discussion session. That means our feedback session now. Okay,
Yeah.
so just take. If you want to have a glass of water, you can have. That's all.
Yeah.